Breastfeeding in public is not always easy to do. Hey, I'm Christine. I am here to share with you some tips of how you can feel more confident breastfeeding in public. I am a mum of a 13-month-old baby, and I know that in the beginning I felt quite uncomfortable breastfeeding in public, but there's certain things that I did that helped me to just overcome that fear about what people thought of me when I got my boob out to feed my baby. So thank you so much for tuning in. I've got some tea with me because it's our parenting chat today every Thursday. So make sure you've got your tea if you want your tea or a drink or whatever it is you fancy, and join me as we just share our breastfeeding journey on here. So at the end of this video, I want you to just feel reassured and feel like, yeah, you can go out there and you can feel confident breastfeeding your baby in public, because it is your right. In the UK, it is illegal to breastfeed anywhere and everywhere. And even in Scotland, they are really strict on this, that if there's anyone that insults you or forbids you from breastfeeding in public, then you can actually tell them that it's illegal for them to do so, and you can prosecute them for that. So they take it very seriously. So anyways, it is your right to breastfeed in public, and I'm going to tell you how you can feel more confident, especially if you're a new mum and you have a newborn and you've never done this before. New mum, it can be very scary going out there and your baby's screaming in public and you don't know what to do. You know that feeding your baby's hungry, but you're in public and everyone's staring at you. You're either on a train or on the bus, or you're on the road, and you don't want to be stared at. You don't want to get your nipple out. You might even be self-conscious about your body. There's so much that goes through our minds when that happens, and we can feel really embarrassed when we've got a screaming baby and we don't want to breastfeed in public. So you are not alone. So first of all, the first tip I want to give you is that what you can do to start to feel more confident giving birth, breastfeeding in public, is to start off in breastfeeding friendly places. So you can start off in breastfeeding cafes. Oh my gosh, when I had my baby and I was learning how to breastfeed, and I was going through kind of a journey on that, whenever I went to breastfeeding cafes, I felt so much more relaxed, so much more comfortable, and I felt really supported, and that helped me to just start to get used to my baby breastfeeding on me and breastfeeding in public. I was breastfeeding with other mums, so I just felt really safe. So you really want to feel safe in the beginning of your journey of breastfeeding in public. So I recommend that you try breastfeeding cafes, or you go to Playgroups where there's other mums that are breastfeeding, or children's centres where other mums are breastfeeding. So it's just a normal place, a normal environment for breastfeeding mums. You could do that, and then you can warm yourself up to other more public places that are breastfeeding friendly as well. For example, Mothercare, some stores have actual breastfeeding rooms that you could go to. Some Tesco's have, I know I've got one in my house, they've got an actual breastfeeding room with a little chair, like a rocking chair. It's really sweet, where you can breastfeed your baby. And you're somewhere private as well, but it's in a public area, so that really gets you kind of warmed up to that kind of habit of breastfeeding in public. You can also breastfeed in cafes as well. You've got some family-friendly cafes. You can find a little corner and breastfeed there, so where it's kind of public, but it's comfortable. So you want to find somewhere that's comfortable. And then once you warm yourself up to that, you'll be able to deal with the scenarios where your baby's kind of crying for food, for milk, and you're somewhere in public. This happens to me a lot. I'm on the bus, my daughter wants feeding and she's crying, and I just say to myself, look, either the passengers want a screaming baby on the bus, or they want a baby that's happy and quiet. So I always opt for the second option, and I just take the boob out and breastfeed her. Now, when I say take the boob out, I do show some level of respect. So long as there's a little bit of respect for yourself and other people, you don't have to get your whole boob out to the whole world to work on your confidence building. But you could just what I do is I just literally lift up my top, and then I've got another top underneath, and I lower that to kind of hide this area here of the boob. And then they can't even see anything. Sometimes some people, I ask my friends, I'll be like, can you tell I'm breastfeeding? And I say, no, I can't even tell you're breastfeeding. So you'll have passers-by on the bus, they can't even tell I'm breastfeeding because I'm literally quite covered up. So you can do that, and that can make you feel more confident that, look, some patients aren't even going to be able to tell that I'm breastfeeding. And there was a time though that I was with my friend on the bus, and both our children, you know, they wanted feeding and started moaning a bit. So I started feeding my daughter, she started feeding her daughter, and there was a mum that was just getting off the bus with her children, and she just said to us, oh, I love how you guys are just breastfeeding right now, like you're just doing what you need to do on the bus in public. And we're like, oh, thank you, that's so sweet. I was like, oh, I just do it anywhere. So I really appreciated that she shared that, because sometimes you hear these really sad stories. I heard one from my friend the other day where a breastfeeding mum, she was breastfeeding in public, I think it was on a train, and a man started shouting at her and, you know, insulting her for breastfeeding in public, and I thought that was really a big shame. She started crying, and people around her were helping her to kind of calm down. And I said to my friend, I really hope that doesn't stop her from breastfeeding again in the future in public. And it really could have a detrimental impact on her confidence. And I just thought it was really, really sad, you know. But that can happen. We do have people out there who don't agree with breastfeeding in public for whatever their reason is. But we need to know that that's the minority. We shouldn't let that. We should really try our best to make sure that doesn't impact us, because the most important thing is to ensure that our baby is being fed, and our well-being is being nurtured. So it's really, really important to just focus on what your baby needs. So whenever I feel slightly uncomfortable, all I have to do is look at my baby whilst I'm breastfeeding her, and she's there smiling at me and she's googling and enjoying her milk, and my heart just melts, and I don't even care about what people think about around me. I'm just like, I'm feeding my baby, she needs this nourishment. You can have your opinion, that's fine, but I'm gonna go and do this, and I'm gonna feed my baby. So just know that the people who don't agree with breastfeeding in public, that's the minority. Don't let that impact on your experience, on what you need to do as a mother to feed your baby. And literally just go for it. So start off in stages, especially if you're just getting used to it and you're finding it quite hard to breastfeed in public. Go to other places, breastfeed with your friends, with people you trust and people you feel comfortable with. Start off with that. Go to breastfeeding cafes. Go to environments where breastfeeding is normal, and then, not that it's not normal in public as well, but also then warm yourself up to more public areas that are breastfeeding friendly. And also what you can do, if you're really having one of those moments where you're feeling really uncomfortable and you happen to be in a shopping centre, you can actually use the changing rooms. So you could just take a couple of items, you could tell the assistant, look, you're using the changing room, you don't even have to mention that you're going to be breastfeeding in there, and you can feed your baby in a changing room in peace. So that's another side tip. Also, you can try libraries as well. Libraries are quite nice. Sometimes they have like bean bags, you can sit down and breastfeed your baby. I've done that a couple of times. So honestly, there's so many options out there for you. You can find your zone, what works for you. You might even eventually find your favorite cafe or your favorite library that you like to breastfeed in. So just do a little bit of research on where the actual spots are that are breastfeeding friendly, and then you'll get so used to it as your baby grows and as you get more comfortable breastfeeding that it will just become second nature to get your boob out on the bus or on the train so that you can soothe your baby and stop them from crying and having a meltdown. It will eventually become easier if you follow these steps. And yeah, if you've got any questions or any other tips that I may have missed out, leave them in the comments below. And if you want more videos like this, let me know. I'm super excited because really soon I'm going to actually be doing some breastfeeding peer support training. So I'm going to share, I think I'm going to do a video series on how to breastfeed correctly and how to experience less pain whilst breastfeeding in future videos. So definitely stay tuned for that. If you haven't subscribed already, do subscribe so you can join our beautiful community of rockstar parents. I post videos like this, breastfeeding. I also post about positive parenting. I do research about how we can foster specific tools and strategies to raise happy and confident children. So definitely subscribe if that's what you want to do for your children, which I'm sure you do. And I will see you in the next video, and enjoy the rest of your tea because I will. And thanks for tuning in. Leave a thumbs up if this helped. Happy parenting, guys, and just keep on with the breastfeeding. Ciao.